Welcome to Future Engineering. Today we're talking about what it takes to become an engineer. Now, most people are aware that an engineer needs to be good at maths and physics. Well, that's true, but there is something else though that makes an even bigger difference. Now, just before we start, there's another thing that a lot of people notice when they look at engineering courses in a university, for instance. They're nearly all boys. There's about 98%. I've been teaching for about 15 years, and when I've had hundreds of boys, I've had maybe 2 or 3 girls once in a while. And we try to make it easy for girls to get involved and try to make them feel at home and welcome. But it seems to be a boy thing. But there is something that makes a bigger difference, which I've noticed and I've come across in recent years. Let me tell you a story about a student that I once met. He was a very bright young student. He was actually a degree student in first year, and I was teaching CAD, and I noticed this student was finished, or not doing anything, so I walked over and had a chat with him, and he was in fact finished. So I had a bit of a conversation with this boy. He had just moved from another university to our university, and he was obviously very good at what he was doing. We were looking at some geometric problems and solving these geometric problems using CAD software. So he told me that he had been at another university not too far away, and he said that the professor there, one of the professors, was doing some research on what it was that separated out the engineering students in that first year of the degree program. And it's not because some were brighter than others. You've got to remember that first year bachelor degree students in Australia, at least, they've had to achieve a very high score in the university entrance exams at the end of high school. So these students are already being selected, if you like, and they're all getting like 97% ATAR scores. But in the first year there's always a very clear demarcation. Some make it and some don't, and this particular professor was trying to work out what it was. So I heard the guy speak at an engineering design conference in Melbourne, Australia, it was about 10 or 15 years ago, and he was explaining what his research was all about. It's about 3D spatial awareness. It's the ability to imagine something in 3 dimensions in your mind and then turn that thing around and look at it from different angles in your imagination. So this student was telling me that he had scored in the top 1 or 2 percentile in the population, and he thought he was going to be really good at CAD, and that was the case. Apparently that's the biggest thing that separates them out. Even the brightest students, they'll be just as bright academically, but if one's got that 3D spatial ability, then he'll do better than the ones that don't have it so well. Now, I don't want to give you the impression that this engineering is only for geniuses. There's some people like that boy that were really good at it, and there are plenty of people like me who are, medium average sort of people, and if I work on it, if I spend time and some diligence and dedication, then I can get better at things with practice and repetition, and that's the case with a lot of people. I have heard that, I'm not sure how accurate this one is, but maybe 50% of the people have got that personality type which lends itself to being an engineer. Maybe it's things to do with attention to detail and sort of a very focused personality type. Take that for what you will. But it's a fast-changing industry, engineering and manufacturing, and since the information revolution overwhelmed engineering as well as everything else in the economy, you've got computers on every desk now, and anybody that's involved in engineering and manufacturing, from the tradesmen to the technicians and all the way up to the high-level jobs in engineering, they all work on the same software programs, and fundamentally it's the CAD program, it's the CAD model, and the design of that thing is a really important intellectual piece of property, and it's the design that everybody works off. So the men that actually work in the machine shop, turning the wheels on the machines, to the people that are doing the design, to the people that are managing the inventory, marketing and sales also use CAD. And of course the engineers are using it as well. But it's all the same software, they're all working off the same CAD model. That's an interesting development. It all revolves around this CAD software. So what you really need to do is see whether you're good at CAD, and that can help you to decide whether you have the aptitude to make a career in engineering and manufacturing. How do you do that? Well, how can you tell? A few things like this. Are you good at reading maps? How did you go in high school with your geometry? How did you find geometry? Was it easy or was it difficult? These are the kind of things that can indicate 3D spatial ability. If you know that you don't have it, then it doesn't mean that you can't make a career in engineering. You've just got to somehow realise your limitations and work with other people who can complement some of the strengths that you do have. So this is Future Engineering. If you like this, click on like and subscribe, and click that notification bell as well. So do you have 3D ability? Do you have some ability with reading maps? And how do you go with CAD? Have you had a go at CAD? How did you get on with it? And what do you think accounts for that 98% boy thing? Leave a comment below, let us know what you think. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.